the case here, well, we may want to get some coffee in here.
Well, just so you know, I did in fact roll this seed, and it is after 10 p.m. So generally speaking, this does mean it's troll, and we're going.
Yeah, they knew that you rolled it, so they want to get rolling early here. So we're going to get things going, and we'll tell you how things are going as they get things started here. The king giving the instructions, and in the throne room we've got gold. We've got the Erdrick sword to start off, the best sword in the game, the best weapon in the game, and the obligatory magic key. So that's going to give our runners an additional 40 attack points to their base strength. And they have the spell of return, so they can hold on to that key. Wow, things might be going rather quick here.
And there's a town right by Tantagel Castle, so this is going to be... this could be a really quick start. And Larry's going to save, which makes a ton of sense. I also do note that both of our runners are using the capital Z, which are strength HP builds, so there's not going to be any difference in builds for these two runners.
Yeah, when you enter your name into Dragon Warrior, the first 4 characters create an algorithm that actually calculates what bonuses you get here. And we see in the treasury there is some gold. We've also got a torch. We've got some fairy water, which is like the repel spell, and we've got some more gold. Certainly some big bucks early on here.
It's a little interesting that neither one of our runners went right in Tantagel to use the key to buy more keys before going into the treasury. That's an interesting little thing, or are they resetting and doing that now? Okay.
Ryu is heading over and doing just that. Okay, and AngryLarry did reset as well.
Okay, yep. So they were just looking to see what was in there, I guess, before doing a reset? Okay, sure.
So as they make the purchase and Ryu heading down into the basement of Tantagel, we'll see what that leads to. Could it be a cave? Oh, it is a cave. It's the Staff of Rain cave. That'll be noted later as our racers will be looking for the silver harp. They're going to trade that harp in to that man in the basement for the Staff of Rain, one of the 3 essential items needed to advance here. As the object of Dragon Warrior, it's for our racers to find and defeat the evil Dragon Lord, and to get to him, they're going to be searching caves and towns for the Stones of Sunlight, the Silver Harp, and Erdrick's Token. And that harp, as I said, will be exchanged for the Staff of Rain, and all those items will be traded in for the Rainbow Drop, which will allow the runners to enter Charlotte Castle, home of the Dragon Lord. They'll also be fighting enemies one at a time to gain experience and levels to get stronger, as well as gold to purchase weapons, armor, and items to help in their quest. And one of those items here, the full plate armor, which is among the top 3 armors in the game, normally costing 3,000 gold, but here, well, because the prices are randomized, only 33 gold. And speaking of gold, more gold in the hidden treasure chest behind 2 doors in Rimeldar.
So it looks like Ryu did buy the small shield, and it wouldn't surprise me to see if he goes back to Sherlock to kind of grind for that magic armor. Because there's 2 big bucks chest in the treasury, so that'll yield anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 gold in one shot. So 2 shots will get you enough for a magic armor and to replenish your keys. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to see both of these guys do a quick and dirty grind for cash.
Very possibly so. As Ryu heading back in now to Rimeldar, AngryLarry seizing the items in the treasury. And he is, in fact, going to get the magic armor, which has the same defense as the full plate armor, but it has the added advantage of recovering 1 hit point of damage for every 4 steps taken. Plus, I believe it has reduced damage on the hurt and hurt more spells.
It does indeed. So the magic armor is the second best armor in the game, and they have the best sword in the game. So they are stocked pretty full right now, and they're pretty ready to take on these monsters. So I would imagine the quote-unquote wet noodle should be relatively easy to take down, unless, of course, he's got Dragon Lord 2 Breath.
Indeed. We'll get to that wet noodle in a moment here. But first, what is randomized here in Dragon Warrior Randomizer? The map, as you can see, the town and cave locations, the weapon and armor shop contents, also the treasure chest and search spot contents, as you've seen, as normally you don't have the easiest. Wow. Speaking of easiest, a Drakey being taken out for 178 and 50 on Ryu's side. And already, wow, look at those levels going up to level 6 in one go.
And no spells.
Wow.
They got 5 levels. Well, not Larry. Ryu got 5 levels from that one kill and did not get a single spell.
Ryu going to head back to the inn here. AngryLarry trying to tackle a Wraith Knight, who we saw did have the hurt spell. So also randomized in the game, as you can see, the enemy locations as well as their spells and abilities. And then there's a few added twists for the Chaos Tournament, including the, as you've seen, weapon and armor prices being randomized, the amount of gold, the amount of experience needed to get from one level to the next, as well as the enemy statistics. Their strength, their agility, their hit points, their experience, and gold are all randomized. And Ryu looking to grind on those Drakeys and already going up another level here, just about a minute after jumping up to level 6. And this is going to get him to level 9.
And he did learn spells. Sleep, Radiant, Hurt, Sleep, and Radiant were the spells leveled, learned between level 6 and 9.
And the Wraith Knight wants none of Ryu. And the Scorpion, ouch. Taking out AngryLarry. So now quickly on here, Ryu's looking perhaps to farm some more of those Drakeys, but finding everything else, and they all seem to be running away.
Yeah, but if you can find those Drakeys are nice.
Now, you had mentioned the wet noodle enemy. There's one monster in the beginning 3 zones of the game that is around Tanagel Castle and directly north, south, east, and west that's guaranteed to have 5 hit points or less, and also won't attack very hard, but given that the Erdrick's sword came into play, pretty much everything was just about a wet noodle, but in this case it looks to be the Drakey that is giving boffo amounts of experience, and again here, Ryu now heading up another level at the 7.5 minute mark, jumping up 2 to a level 11.
There's Hurtmore. So we have a Hurtmore.
So in the span of 7.5 minutes, we had a red slime for 47 and 47.
Larry gets his Drakey, so he'll get up to level 6. Wow, dirt cheap broadsword there. 1 gold piece, but unfortunately both of our runners have Erdrick's armor, so that's not an option. I did see a large shield there for about 2,000 gold, so I would imagine that will be purchasable shortly. Larry doing a little bit of exploration.
And he finds a poltergeist who doesn't want none. And Ryu picking up the Dragon Scale as well as some herbs and torches. The Dragon Scale adds 2 defense points to your total once it's put on. And he does so. And even if you get rid of the Dragon Scale, that statistic stays with you. And Skunk Rocker, no, there is not a pronunciation guide. There's a lot of question as to there's a lot of differentiation in terms of the different pronunciations. And in Garenham, we've got money, we've got fairy water, and we've got a magic key. But also in the path... Oh, well, a bit of a input error there. Is Ryu going to have to go back around through town again to get to that spot?
Yeah, he will. He probably just hit the up button one too many times. I've had it happen to me. It sucks. You kind of hang your head in shame.
But yes, as you have mentioned, there's been pronunciations of Rimmaldar, Rimalder, There's Tantagel Castle. There's Tantagel. No idea who puts the emphasis on the correct syllable.
I love that thing. Oh, Ampharos bringing up a good point in chat that might have been intentional because he was just a few gold pieces away from that large shield, which he did in fact pick up.
Good point. So already Ryu with the best weapon in the game, the second best armor in the game, and the second best shield in the game. And we're just 10 minutes in.
All right, so we have, it looks like, the grave.
We have Garen's grave behind Garenham. Is this thing even randomized?
Fred? Wait, no, wrong randomizer.
Let's not point fingers here.
Oh, those green dragons are fun.
And so too are the wolves, and it looks like 533 to get to level 12. That's 1134 as a grand total. So almost as many experience points to get to level 12 as it took to get from 1 to 11.
So Wraith Knights, Ryu finally kills a Wraith Knight, so totally not worth it.
Yeah, 48 and 86. Meh at best. So now Larry's going to come into Garenham and get that large shield. So things pretty well even. An experience advantage for Ryu, but not too terribly much of one. I mean, it looks like a lot at 400 experience difference, but given that the max experience given from an enemy is 255, that can be making up very quickly. That can
that's
very quickly as well.
3 Drakis. So, ooh, these skeletons rolled high HP.
And they hit pretty hard too. But 188 and 108. Already calling for an herb, and now pretty much walking along the same trail here, but Larry's going to get to the first 3 chests, which is going to have a magic key, also the Stones of Sunlight, that's one of the essential items, and a dragon scale, which was just purchased. Green dragons giving 138 and 103 on the side.
Yeah, but unfortunately, those green dragons take 2 hurt more, so that's not a good trade-off in my opinion.
Not ideal. So now Ryu's going to pick up the stones.
And Larry gets sent back to the castle by the skeleton. Got some angry enemies here down in the grave.
Yeah.
At least the Spectre seems benign.
And frightened.
Larry, I believe now will use this to get up to level 9, I think. This Draki.
Yep. At about the 13 and a quarter minute mark. Meanwhile, Ryu going deeper into the grave. On a Warlock for 111 and 81.
Yeah, 1 shot for 111. That's not bad.
Hope to see them across the board. And then Scorpions are 72 and 154. And we've got 2 levels for Larry and a level for Ryu. And woo, Poltergeist with 205.
Larry now getting a Draki party.
Ooh, Demon Knights, 8 and 29.
Skunk Rocker, I didn't catch the Poltergeist if it was a 1 hit or not. Ooh, just a torch in the next to last chest in the grave here.
56 and 51 for Wizards.
Larry grinding on the Drakkies, getting his level 12. Ooh,
And yeah, those poltergeists go down really easy.
Yeah,
23.
One shot for 205, man. You take that every single day.
205.
You know, those Drakkies might be a decent grind spot later in the game. Because it doesn't look like they were running yet. Now, maybe that changes later, but that might be a nice grind spot a little later.
A little later, it was a nice grind spot for Larry now. It brought him up to level 12. He's only got about a 400 experience differential, not even.
All right, what do we have here at the bottom? We have...
the Cursed Belt.
Yay.
Kind of a zonk prize, if you will.
All right, looks like Ryu's going to head back in, jump into the inn, and commence his exploration.
$42 and 111 on the werewolves. And AngryLarry noping or attempting to nope from a green dragon. He's going to cast Hurt More, and I don't think it's going to take it down, and that's going to send him back to Tantagel.
So it's interesting to note here on both of our runner sides, we're at level 12. You know, we're at roughly, 1750 experience, and we don't have a heal spell yet.
And levels 1 through 11 were kind in terms of experience. Levels 12 and 13, as Noriester noting in chat, rude, to say the least.
I didn't catch it. What's the differential?
Well, the target number for level 13 is going to be 2723.
Oh, it's not too bad. At least it's not like a 6,000 experience gap.
But it's about double, so 1044 on Ryu's side, so it was about double what Larry had at that point.
All right, so let's get our exploration on. It looks like most everything is kind of south and east of the castle here.
Let's see what the Red Dragon brings in store to us. In the vanilla version of the game, it is the second hardest enemy behind the Dragon Lord, and here, Hurtmore takes it down, 4 experience, 206 gold. Not much. Not to be seen here in this seed.
I suppose if they need gold for a silver shield, but yeah, no.
And that's a big maybe. Meanwhile, the Drakies, I mean, it is, forget Wabbit season or Duck season, this is Drakey season.
Or Poltergeist if they happen to be in the overworld too.
Ooh, Rogue Scorpions with Sleep. But Ryu able to wake up and get away. Oh, and there's your aforementioned Poltergeist on the overworld. But the problem with the Poltergeist is they seem to run a lot. So it's almost a catch-me-if-you-can type scenario. And AngryLarry did.
Larry looks to be in a pretty decent zone here. Looks like this zone has Drakkies and Poltergeists.
Yeah, they're trying to get their exploration on, but at the same time, if these enemies keep kind of standing in the way, they'll be happy to slash them on down.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Larry has caught up to and past Ryu in experience, just because he's run into now 4 out of his last 5 enemies have been Poltergeists.
Ooh, Magiwyvern's giving 224 experience. They're a little tough to take down. So the Drakey is still the play, and looks like we've got level 13 on Ryu's side. And Larry probably one enemy from following behind.
Looks like level 13 does give heal more.
And heal. So at 13, all but one spell has been learned, and that is the repel spell. The rates with 146 and 169.
Larry will be happy to see these warlocks going down in one hit and giving a triple ones as experience.
And that gets AngryLarry up to 13.
Where he will get his heal more spell.
Ryu finding Sherlock Castle. They'll want to get to that a little bit later.
Larry's hot on his heels.
And a couple of enemies we haven't seen too much of already here, the Drakema and the Magidraki.
Looks like Drakemas ate their Wheaties. For no experience. Ooh. Magidrakes with 253.
And, 42 gold, man. But 253 experience, that is very good. It's only 2 off of the max. And let's see what the little blue slime has to bring today. Hurtmore barely taking it down for 32 and 25. Kind of pedestrian. And Larry debating on the Drakema and opting to give it a go. And that was very brief. No go on the Wyvern. Let's see what a Star Wyvern brings to the table. 243 and 167.
Wow.
The enemies, for the most part, they be handing out experience left, right, and sideways.
Yeah, there are some real nice enemies here.
And the tie-dye guy noting in chat that this seed took all the experience from last night's seed. As here we are 22 minutes in, both of our runners are at level 13. They already have Erdrick's sword as AngryLarry gets taken down by a Magidraki. They found the Erdrick's sword in the throne room. And of our essential items so far, the Stones of Sunlight was found on the upper end of Garen's grave. And RyuSeishin going to go up to level 14.
Oh, look at that power and agility. Oh my goodness. 66 strength, 85 agility. My goodness.
And high spirits, your eyes are not deceiving you here. I think that the seed recognized that it's rather late here on the East Coast and wants to get things over with quickly. Erdrick's sword in the throne room. Gold pretty much everywhere. A couple of towns right by the castle.
Experience at every turn. This is, yeah. The only thing we haven't seen yet is the 2 gold silver shield.
Well, there are still a few towns to be found. I mean, we haven't seen Cole. I can certainly hope that it's in Brecconary. Ooh, and a Drakema taking down Ryu.
I mean, we haven't seen much. We've seen the grave, we've seen Garenham, and we've seen Tantagel and Remulder. That's it.
The bonus cave, the Stones of Sunlight cave, which in this seed has a cursed belt.
Yay.
And that'll be the last time that we see that cave until Ryu goes into it. If Ryu goes into it. And AngryLarry finds the tablet cave.
Yeah, I'll get a nice freebie item here. No enemies to worry about. 1 item at the bottom. We'll see if it's anything good.
And we see that ghosts have the Baby Dragon Breath, and Sleep.
And in the tablet cave, we have gold.
And another level for Ryu.
And another cave for Larry.
And
we have Swamp North.
Cave North has been found.
So it looks like Larry's going to go check out at least looks like he's going to go check out, see what the boss is guarding the princess if he doesn't pick up the princess, just to see if it's grindable.
Although I'd say a vast majority of the enemies in this seed are grindable.
Except red dragons. Red dragons are absolutely not.
Indeed. Wolves aren't too fanciful either. Well, although it makes you think about it with that 247. Oh, and of course the wolf is the guardian.
247 experience, one hurt more.
Oh, I think that might be your winner there.
We have a grind spot, ladies and gentlemen.
And AngryLarry is taking right advantage of it. And just like that, up to level 15? I almost kept track, or lost track. It's been going nuts here. And Ryu now is going to find the tablet cave.
Smashy asking, can you one-punch the wolf? No. The last time I checked, somebody punching the wolf, it did 1 damage. So the wolves have high defense, but they're very susceptible to hurt more. So just keep pounding on them.
I think the wolf does hit pretty hard, so it might have been that, but the wolf being the guardian spot in the swamp cave, you can keep hitting that enemy over. You can keep encountering that enemy in that tile slot over and over again. And you can see in doing so, as Ryu looking to explore the places that Larry has already been, now just taking advantage of and just using up all his MP, but just trying to garner as much experience as possible.
Noting that the wolf does have stop spell, which is a bit of a problem now, but once they find the Erdrick's armor, that won't be a problem whatsoever.
Completely negated. And Larry hanging on to enough experience, or enough MP rather, to cast outside.
Or is he going to try to walk out and then cast return?
Or is he going to do neither and try to get the wolf one more time?
Well, I think return only takes 2 HP. Maybe 4.
And Ryu has found Swamp North as well.
So let's see if Ryu does any grinding here on this wolf.
Larry recognizing that his hit points are too low.
He gets to level 16 on that Star Wyvern. Oh!
20 hit points?
Oh my goodness! This is insane! 83 power, 95 strength, and I'm pretty sure that was triple-digit HP and MP. This is ridiculous. This seed is just like, nope, I want these guys to finish quick, but nope, we're done here. We're done here.
Well, now it's primarily a matter of exploration, although as far as let's see, the Erdrick's token. I mean, it could be in coal. It could be in Hawk's Nest. It could be in a chest in the Mountain Cave, because that's the only chests that we haven't found so far are the Mountain Cave chests, the 5 that are in there.
Yep, you are absolutely correct.
And another level for AngryLarry.
Look at that power. My goodness.
Yeah, 18, 2, 2, and 7. I mean, 18 power on top of what they already had, and he already was, I mean, in the 80s, already at 90 plus strength.
So really go ahead. The biggest troll I can think of is that Cantlin is going to be well hidden, and the coordinates are going to be somewhere off, completely in the middle of nowhere. That's really the only troll left to the seed, unless, of course, we have, complete buttholes for DL1 and DL2.
And a knight seeing the power of Ryu and opting out. And Sukiya in chat noting that the coordinates could be something simplistic. And given the way that this seed is going, I would not be shocked by that. '96 and 89 on the Blue Dragon. And that'll get Ryu up to level 16.
So 112 HP, 129 MP, 110 attack power.
The 110, I thought it was 101.
Oh, 101.
Or their attack power is 141. Their strength is 101.
Right, yeah.
The numbers are so large, they're confusing.
No kidding. Oh, and Larry finds a town we haven't seen yet. This is...
Breckenary! Woohoo!
Oh, look, Breckenary. Yay.
Oh, he's going to go in and realize, maybe there's a silver shield here. And look at that, there is. And he's only about a little less than 100 gold away from it.
Yep, I would imagine he'll probably head out and be like, where's an enemy? Want to kill enemy. Oh, look, enemy. Kill.
$224 and 72, and I think that still leaves him just short. Because I believe it's 3,058. And he has 3046. Now he can do so, and he's got an even 6,800 experience, and that gets him level 18.
Only 11 hit points and 7 magic points. What a disappointing level.
And 2 power. Man, he is starving for it. No, not really.
This seed is just ridiculous. And Ryu going to the other end of the swamp cave, spitting him out. Does look like on a separate continent. So we'll see what's here, if anything. Oh, look, another town for Larry. This is Hawksness. Let's see what we have for the boss here.
I doubt it'll be as generous as the wolf in the swamp cave, but stranger things have happened.
Indeed. And we have Armor Knight. We haven't seen one of them yet.
Let's see how troublesome they are. Well, one hurt more doesn't knock him down. He doesn't hit very hard. 2 does for 4 experience and 160 gold. But he gets Erdrick's token out of the deal. One of the essential items needed.
Yep. So we know then that Erdrick's armor is either in coal or on the overworld, and the silver harp has to be in the mountain cave.
Yeah, that pretty much is it. And wow, just 5 more experience to level 18 for Ryu. And he gets it there.
Yeah, this is the disappointing level 18.
If you can call it that.
And only 400 to 19, my goodness.
7216, the target number and experience to get to level 19.
So it looks like the second continent is a big zonk. So what do we have yet to find? We have to find coal, we have to find the mountain cave, and we have to find the rainbow drop cave.
Well, presuming, I mean, we have to find Cantlin to see whether or not there's coordinates.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
For certain if the armor is in coal.
Right.
There's a 50-50 shot, a coin flip. Ooh, metal slimes, very high hit points, and very low value. Although Ryu, if he's able to find one of those towns that has the silver shield, he does have enough at this point. The tie-dye guy noting in chat, he's waiting for them to level so much that the Erdrick's armor isn't needed, but wait a minute now. Pump your brakes on that.
Well, you never know. They could get, 200-something experience so they can withstand those 70 HP blasts of fire.
And Ryu up to level 19 now.
And only 1550 to level 20.
So I believe around 8810 if I was doing my quick math right here. And Ryu has found the mountain cave. And so too has Larry.
Yeah, well, it looks like they just approached it from different directions.
So we've got the death necklace up top, which is normally just a cursed item in the standard version of the game. In this version, however, it's been souped up for Randomizer, where it gives a little risk reward. It gives you 10 additional attack power at the cost of 25% of your max hit points. And there's the silver harp.
So this is actually a chance for Larry to catch up a little bit of time. Because once he finds that silver harp, he's probably going to cast outside and get back out of Dodge. Because he knows Erdrick's armor or the overworld. Ryu could think that the token is still at play in this cave. So, I mean, granted, it's only a minute or two, but it's still some time save.
Yes, they've acquired the harp about 18 seconds apart from one another. And it looks like an herb at the bottom of the cave, so no harm, no foul on that. And Ryu casting Repel and is going to do some wandering around. And he finds a town, as does Larry, and they enter simultaneously, and it's coal.
And we're going to get simultaneous coal checks here. Let's see. Or maybe not. Never mind.
But Ryu's going to go see if the shield's here, which it is. And Larry's going to search the spot and find Erdrick's armor. So about 7-second differential between the two of them finding the best armor in the game. So now all of their equipment is good to go. Now it's a matter of going back to the Staff of Rain Cave, which we know is in Tanagel Castle, and trying to figure out where the Jerk Cave is, the Rainbow Drop Cave, and AngryLarry has just found it.
And Ryu's on the same path.
But the difference is Ryu is still looking for Erdrick's token, so he has to find Hawksness.
Yep, that is the difference in the sea. The only difference.
Oh, and Ryu's found Cantlin, so he's going to go to the coordinates spot, and if he does get coordinates, I believe he'll find out that it's the fairy flute.
Right.
Unless the fairy flute is in Sharlock Castle.
Right. If I may go and search, this is going to be the fairy flute. Not too bad. 10 north and 41 east. But yeah, that is not good for Ryu, because he's probably going to go there, and that is... I don't think that's the way Hawksness is.
As little as he know, that's a bit of a red herring in this case. So, yeah, this, depending on what Ryu does here, if he finds Hawk's Nest, this gives him a chance to catch up and be in it. But otherwise, Larry has just taken a huge lead. But Sharlock is the equalizer. Perhaps as easy as things have been here, Sharlock Castle may be just that much of a pain in the batushka. For those just joining us, this is the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Chaos Tournament quarterfinals. The 4-seed AngryLarry against the 5-seed RyuSeishin. The winner will advance to the semifinals to take on the winner of Amazing Ampharos and Tristal, as AngryLarry is going to trade in the items for the Rainbow Drop and acquire it at just under 41.5 minutes into this seed. Ryu has almost everything needed. He is looking for Erdrick's token, which he knows can be in one of two spots. In the overworld spot, which he just found the coordinates, 10 north and 41 east, or, as we have found out thanks to AngryLarry, is in the town of Hawksness, guarded by an armored knight.
Oh, and Ryu finding Breckenary. Now, if I do recall, Hawksness was fairly close to Breckenary.
I believe it was to the east, wasn't it?
I think you're right.
Unless I'm confusing it with last night's seed, because I know that was to the east as well. But Ryu is not heading east. Oh, wait. Now he's heading east-ish. He's re-repelling. Meanwhile, AngryLarry using the Rainbow Drop and is going to take a gander into Sharlock Castle. And ETAP noting that at the levels that they're at, Repel is essentially eliminating encounters on the world map.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing, because that just makes your exploration go even quicker. Given their levels aren't terrible. Their levels are actually really good. You know, they're in a position to go fight the Dragon Lord right now.
And Ryu is taking on the Armored Knight in Hawk's Nest, so he is going to be glad he made that choice. But maybe was that decision just a little too late, just a little too slow, only slightly.
So interesting to note, Magidrakes are here in Hawksness, or in Cantlin. Oh God, Sharlock.
One of those places.
One of those places. Yeah. So if they want to grind, they can grind a little bit here in Sharlock.
Depending on how much it is to the next level, which they both have the princess, so they'll be able to find that out. But AngryLarry isn't even bothering with that. He is beelining it toward the Dragon Lord. Ryu, meanwhile, heading back into Tanager to acquire the Staff of Rain.
Meanwhile, Larry is just booking it through Sharlock.
Well, if I recall, AngryLarry's from somewhere in the New York area, so he's here on the East Coast too. He doesn't want to be up all night. This isn't USA Network in the 90s. Thank you to the one or two people who's going to get that reference.
See, I was more thinking Daft Punk.
Oh, yeah, no, I was thinking Rhonda Shear and USA Up All Night.
All night. Yep, I remember that very, very clearly.
If nothing else, for that little lilt in her voice.
All night.
So RyuSeishin heading back toward the Rainbow Drop Cave. AngryLarry, meanwhile, heading deeper into Sharlock.
Oh, and wolves are down here in Sharlock. Oh, jeez. So wolves were doing 30 damage when Larry was grinding on them. Now they do 3.
Yeah, I believe they have been damage broken.
I believe you are correct.
So it only does a fixed amount. Since we don't know what their exact strength and agility are because it's all randomized, all we can do is make a presumption on that. And Ryu, I think, getting a little tripped up on where that cave was. And ET won't phone home. I know that the fastest time for a race in this tournament was McGrew, who had a time in the second round of the Swiss seed at 51 minutes and 58 seconds. So if AngryLarry is able to take out the Dragon Lord on this dive, he very well could threaten that. Now, the Dragon Lord, as I had alluded to earlier, has a couple of wrinkles in that in the vanilla version of this game, he has 130 hit points, and in the standard Dragon Warrior Randomizer has a range of anywhere from 150 to 165. However, here in Chaos, he could have as low as 100 hit points or as high as 230, and can cast the spell of either Sleep or Heal. As Ryu now getting the Rainbow Drop. But about 5.5, almost 6 minutes after AngryLarry has. And you can see that that differential already has AngryLarry way down in the final basement of Sharlock. And just one-shotting red dragons, not something you normally see in Dragon Warrior.
All right, so go ahead. All right, let's see what we have here for the mini boss here. Sharlock.
Oh, it's a Druid Lord.
Well, they don't do much damage, and they, well, fairly tame mini boss.
Oh, dodging a little bit, but able to be taken out.
And giving absolutely no experience. All right, let's see if either Dragon Lord 1 or Dragon Lord 2 decide to troll our runners.
Well, Dragon Lord 1 was one shot for 44.
Oh, that was easy.
See what the attack is. Oh, but a back attack early. Okay, 15. Look at those MP. He's got heal mores for days.
Yeah, as long as the Dragon Lord doesn't have anything stupid like heal or sleep, which we haven't seen yet. Well, we wouldn't have seen a heal yet, but we probably would have seen sleep by now. So as long as Dragon Lord doesn't have a heal here, Larry should have this.
Well, so far, pretty decent rolls. He's up to 63 already in 4 attacks. I'm going to get another double here. He's up to 97, so his next attack could potentially be his final one. He hits for 18, so we're up to 115. And another.
And that's it. Wow.
Does it at 126. So, wow, this is going to be the fastest seed in this tournament and probably one of the fastest seeds that I've seen in Dragon Warrior Randomizer history. Ladies and gentlemen, get out your GGs for AngryLarry, who is going to advance to the semifinals of this tournament with an official SRL time of 50 minutes and 12 seconds. Holy smokes.
That was a blistering time. And just such a good seed. Easy seed. Jeez, such a good time.
Neither of our racers are getting paid by the hour, that's for sure. And that being said, Ryu now already in Sharlock, making his way through the second basement. And I would imagine AngryLarry going to be joining us in a little bit here. With ample time, to say the least. So as we await here, we want to let you know that we are less than 21 hours away from the Randomania Marathon. That's right. Starting tomorrow through Saturday, March 31st, it'll be a whole week, roughly 170 straight hours of streamed randomized games, including Dragon Warrior and a few of its sequels, Final Fantasy, The Legend of Zelda, Chrono Trigger, Mega Man, Super Mario Brothers, Castlevania, Secret of Mana, and a whole bunch more. Check out the full schedule at hararo.org/randomania/2018. You can just click on the link right there in the chat if you're watching here on Twitch.
And with that ding, we do have AngryLarry joining us. AngryLarry, well played, sir. Great game.
Thank you, guys.
So, what'd you think of this seed?
Well, I tell you what, I watched the races from earlier this week and a couple races from last week, and I'm like, man, you have to put a priority on getting levels. Gaining levels, it's the only way you're going to be able to explore. It's the only way you're going to be able to do anything. Sure, you can get an early hurt more, or two, early hurt more, early heal more. But if you don't have like the health to sustain getting attacked a few times or having hurt more fail, you're not going to go far, and you're not going to find a lot of things, and you're going to restart over and over again. So I committed myself to just find something that has XP, kill it, and hope it doesn't run away. And man, if that Drakey just never ran away.
Yeah, that Drakey and then that wolf in the swamp cave.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when I find that wolf, I'm going to kill that thing until I have 0 MP left. Then I'm like, well, maybe I want to leave myself something for return, and then I just totally botched how much return cost. But yeah, Edric's Sword to start, free gold, so I can buy magic armor. Then, Silver Shield presented itself in the town of Useless later on. I mean, like, I had a little trouble exploring once I got to level 16, and I had to start doing something else. But, I found this stuff, and it worked out.
Well, the levels were just fast and furious. I mean, you mentioned level 16. I mean, you hit that about 29 minutes in, and then it took a little bit of a jump from there, but, I mean, it didn't take much.
I saw that one cliff. I don't know where that cliff was. It was like at level 12 to 13, I think it was, where it was like 1,200 experience. I'm like, no, we're going to get over this now. We're going to get over this hump now and not later, because I know I can kill things now. And I, I took care of it, got over the hump, and then, yeah, the wolf in the swamp cave.
It took you only about 5.5 minutes to get in that hump that you had said from 12 to 13, and then maybe another 6 minutes to get from 13 to 14. That was maybe another 1,000 or so, but you were doing mostly exploration at that point.
Yeah, it was actually 6 minutes from 13 to 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, within about a 2-minute span, you went from 14 to 18. It was ridiculous.
And just to, put an underscore on things, you were one relatively substantial-ish, so a Draki, away from level 19.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. Ryu is at level 19 now, and you were maybe like 20, 30 experience from level 19.
Yeah, I mean, I committed to killing the red dragons on the way down because it was one hit as opposed to trying to fail a run and fail. I'm like, let me just hit them. If they were anything more than 4 XP or whatever they were, I would have had level 19.
Yeah, or that Druid Lord was more than 6.
Oh yeah, that too. Does he have Zed as his character name?
He does indeed.
So does he have enough HP at level 19 to do the death necklace?
He does. Oh, and he's only 34 experience points away from level 20. And he decides, you know what? I'm going to go kill something else. Oh, look, here's a Magidraki. Perfect.
Did he find the fighter's ring? I didn't know where that was, but I wasn't going to go dip into the treasury because I felt like I was, strong enough to win.
It was either in the treasury or the vanilla chest.
Okay, so it was down to there. Okay, because I didn't get to the bottom floors of Garenham, or Grave of Garen.
Yeah, it was just a torch and a cursed belt deep in the grave.
Good thing I died on the way down, I guess.
And Ryu does, in fact, put on the death necklace.
158 attack power.
And he has 109 HP after the death necklace.
This should go pretty quickly.
Rip Dragon Lord 1. Yeah, so this was an insanely easy seed. I mean, both of you are going to sub-hour this.
Yeah, it's nice to see those every once in a while, and it'll definitely bring down the average in the tournament for sure.
Yeah, 27 damage to the Dragon Lord. That's nice.
Yeah, this is maybe only another 2 hits away here. Another 24, so that puts him up to 90.
Yeah, so 2 more hits should take care of him.
$111. Yeah, this next one will do it.
Unless he gets an absolute bare minimum roll.
Oh!
He does! Hey, look, commentator's curse. First time in 57 minutes. And now Ryu just has to go talk to the king, and he will done shortly. Also in a nice tidy sub-hour.
Who'da thunk it?
Who was that guy who said, see you in 3 hours?
That was me.
Thanks for rolling it.
You're welcome. I'm happy to roll these seeds anytime.
Why don't you do it more often?
Because the alternative is we get the 3-hour seed.
Indeed. Well, get out your GGs if you haven't already for RyuSeishin, who finishes with an official SRL time of 58 minutes and 18 seconds.
And with that ding, we do have RyuSeishin joining us. Ryu, good job, man. Nice sub-hour. Nice tidy sub-hour on this seed.
Yeah, I mean, you rolled a free seat for us this time around.
Indeed. What'd you think about it?
I mean, the levels just didn't stop coming. The freeness just didn't stop coming. I mean, Erdrick's sword was free just from the get-go, and then cheap magic armor, and right from the get-go. So, I mean, you had armor galore to start with. Keys were free as can be because, having to return, and then Rimildar was just right there anyway. I mean, the only thing that wasn't free was locating where the jerk cave was, but I mean, even that wasn't that difficult. It was just kind of a pain because you had to make a trek all the way back out there to get it.
So just to give you guys just a little bit of perspective here, right before I came in for commentary, was about 10:20 when I got here. The Zelda 1 nightly race has just started. The Zelda 1 nightly race is not over, and you guys are done.
Wow, and that was a 3-death seed. I died only 3 times that seed. That just doesn't happen. Chaos 3 deaths, no.
Yeah, I don't even know how many times I died. Like you said, the levels just keep coming and coming. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna keep taking them.
I only knew how many times I died because I have a death counter. So every time I do die, I just boop the button real quick, and then at the end I can actually take a look at, oh hey, 3. Well.
Yeah, ETAP noting in chat that at least from what we had gathered here, there were no enemies on the overworld with Dragon Lord 2 breath, and no enemies that had the Hurtmore spell.
Yeah, I mean, I only ever encountered one enemy that had baby breath.
Yeah, the ghost.
Yeah, the ghost slept me and hit me with a breath. It was in the teens, yeah.
And speaking of the ghosts, I mean, you had Magidrakis, you had Star Wyverns, you had ghosts, you had Poltergeists, you had Warlocks, you had Wolves. I mean, were there any enemies other than a handful that didn't give 100 plus, or even quite a few that gave 200 plus?
Oh, I found a ton that gave single digits.
I found a couple. I can't remember any other than like the really toughies. Like Red Dragon was garbage. Armor Knight was garbage. Golems, I don't remember, even though I killed a few. But I mean, there was
36.
Yeah, but I mean, there were so many that just gave in the hundreds, and then there were plenty of, and the Drakies too. They were great. 178 for the Drakies to start. And then just east of Tantagel, there was a nice little patch of desert that just gave you Drakies and Magiwyverns, and then up by Sharlock was just Magidrakis galore. Swamp Cave had free wolves for killing for 200 plus.
To give you an idea, some of those not so fruitful enemies, as you had mentioned, the Red Dragon and the Armored Knight, they gave you 4 experience apiece. The Demon Knights gave 8, the Wolf Lord 11, the Wyvern 12, and the Guardian there, the Druid Lord gave 6.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely plenty of them. I mean, just not nearly as many as you normally see.
Yeah, and certainly the enemies around Tantagel were very, very non-chaos-like. Even the ones that you couldn't kill, they let you believe that you can get in a stab or two before you can die. The Scorpion could one-shot you immediately, but as soon as you found that Drakey, you were at level 6, and you could, at least stand toe-to-toe with him for a couple rounds. So it was very, very convenient and very easy. Yeah.
I never even found a Scorpion. I found a Rogue Scorpion. I never saw the Metal Scorpion. Killed a regular slime, wasn't worth too much. Killed a red slime, wasn't worth much. Metal slimes were a little tough, but I think they were actually decent experience, if I remember right.
They were only 34.
Oh, okay, well, never mind then. But I mean, there wasn't, there's so many enemies that just ran from you instantly, too. I mean, the Spectres instantly ran. I think I killed maybe 1. The Wraith Knights ran instantly. The Wraiths would run instantly.
Knights.
The only I never killed a Knight. Never saw an Axe Knight. The only tough enemies that I ever really encountered, aside from a couple in Sharlock that were kind of difficult and punched a little bit, was the Green Dragon and the Skeleton from the get-go in the grave. Also, not random enough.
Yeah, we made note of that in here. The Drakeemas also gave both of you a little trouble in the early going.
Yeah, I have to say, I honestly, as I was heading into Sharlock, I honestly felt like I was ahead there. I mean, I knew the seed had been super free, but I made the decision to just tough it out in the grave, even with the tough enemies that were there, and got the stones. Dug deep, which didn't pan out too well, but the experience gains while I was digging deep were well worth it, because there was plenty of good experience with the Poltergeists and the Warlocks in there.
Well, I can
And-
tell you where the difference was that put Larry over the top. It was he had found Hawk's Nest and got the token about 9, almost 10 minutes ahead of when you had gotten it. So he was already getting. I mean, by the time you had gotten to Hawk's Nest, he had already gotten the rainbow drop and was booking it to Charlock. Otherwise,
Okay.
we were both pretty even along everything else. I mean, he had gotten. I mean, the differential as far as the Stones of Sunlight. Well, yeah, you'd basically gotten those at practically the same time.
I did need the harp after I got the token, though.
You actually both pretty much got that at exactly the same time. It was right around that 37, almost 30. It was about an 18-second difference from. So Ryu actually had gotten the harp first, but you were right behind him.
Right. So then Larry never even looked or found Cantlin.
Well, see, I didn't really look for it. I just kind of found it on my way, and then I hadn't found Hawks at the time, so I did grab the coordinates, and I'd already rescued the princess, but I never ended up having to search the coordinates because I was like, nope, I'm looking for Hawks Nest. I'm gonna find that item first, and then if it's flute, fine. I have princess, I have chords, but it turned out to be tokens, so I didn't even need that.
Yeah, that little bit of time as far as, I mean, finding Cantlin and getting the coordinates and the extra time that it took to find Hawk's Nest, really, that was the only difference. I mean, that was what ended up making the, 8-minute and 6-second differential between the finish.
And then I lost my way a little bit while trying to relocate the Jerk Cave. That map was rather twisty. And then I did explore the other side of Swamp Cave, so that could have been something that did cost me as well.
Indeed. Well, GG to both of you. AngryLarry, you're going to be advancing now to the semifinals. You'll be taking on the winner of Amazing Ampharos and Tristal, and their matchup will be sometime on the other side of the Randomania Marathon, which will be starting tomorrow evening. Goodness, just some 19 and a half hours away.
Oh, thanks for the commentary, the restream, the tracking, and good game.
Yeah, it was a great race. Good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Thanks. Good luck with your next. What are you doing? Anything next?
Yeah, I have tomorrow actually. Me and Lev can have a normal Dragon Warrior race for the marathon.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I thought I heard something about that. Good luck on that.
There you go. You can check that out at Randomania right here on Randomania tomorrow. That'll be all starting at, I believe, 7 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night. Z-Man, any wrapping thoughts here?
No, I've just, one of the quickest seeds I've ever been a part of. It was actually nice and refreshing to watch. It was a great race between two great runners, and I'm looking forward to this Randomania Marathon starting tomorrow at 7 p.m. with Legend of Zelda, and then after the Legend of Zelda comes Dragon Warrior, just as we said. So I will see you guys for the Dragon Warrior race. But otherwise, no, I think that's about all I have for tonight.
Alrighty, well, make sure to give our great racers here a follow, AngryLarry and RyuSeishin. I also want to thank our restreamer, Noriestra, as well as our tracker, the Tie-Dye Guy, who, he's got one of these semifinal matchups coming, as he'll be taking on High Spirits sometime after the quarterfinals are wrapped up here. As well as for my co-commentator here, Z-Man, I'm Ferran Burgundy, saying until next time, may your moves be excellent and your seeds stay classy. We're now going to take you over to Randomania 2 for a host of Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer. Good night, everyone.